Hello, hello, and welcome to the Horror Flick Chicks podcast. My name is Sonia, and I'm here with a special guest today, Bari Kang. Bari is the writer, producer, director, and star of new film Itch. Welcome, Bari.
Thank you. I'm a guest. I don't know about special though.
Oh, no, no, you're a special guest. So first, I just want to have you let our viewers know and our followers know about your background and how you got gravitated towards making movies.
Yeah, sure. It kind of happened late in life for me, I suppose. It was I didn't start until I was in my late 20s, almost when I was 30, when I got the thought that I want to act.
Okay.
This is after I did my MBA and everything, so I got a little sidetracked there.
Okay.
But yeah, so I got into acting, and then acting led me to writing and directing, and I realized in the current industry and just the way the market and everything is, it's you really have to be making your own content, and as you know, and everything's just changing so fast, I can't even keep up. But that's how I got into writing, directing, to kind of keep the acting alive. And then I saw, hey, I really like this whole process, and that's how. So now I'm on my third film. So yeah.
That's awesome. So yes, so I know you do have two other features and they're in the crime drama genre. And this movie, Itch, is more in the horror genre. So Um, how did you come up with the idea for Itch? And did you set out to make a horror film?
For this one, I was leaning more towards the horror genre. It might not be the typical horror film that people expect when they hear horror, but even my previous films, they were kind of like a little bit of blend of genres. There's drama, thriller, crime with elements of a little bit of human gore in there. I was always interested in that, and so I said I'm going to lean into that. And then I was inspired with this incident that I witnessed with this person, scratching and itching at themselves like crazy. And that laid a seed in my mind. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That could be something. And this was right after COVID. So it just kept kind of simmering. And I was like, no, what if this happens or that happens? What if that's how a virus spreads through scratching and itching? And like, how do you stop that? Like masks aren't going to help you. Like, like if you get a little itch somewhere in your body, it's like the end of the world. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
And it's like, how do you stop that? Right.
Yeah,
It's so just thinking about it, it's like you get all icky and you want to scratch. So I thought it was interesting. And yeah, so I guess I did set out to make more of a horror film with this particular one. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean it's an intense movie, I gotta say. And I did find myself scratching at myself while I was watching the movie. So
Yeah.
if you set
Yeah.
out for people to do that, then it worked.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I had that more in mind in hindsight, of course. Uh, I didn't realize how contagious it could be, that idea of the scratching and the itching. But maybe it's good. Maybe the fact that I didn't consciously try to push it too much, maybe that works
Yeah.
even better. Who knows?
I mean, I feel like it wasn't all in your face because there were other elements to the movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't just people scratching themselves to death. There was the
Yeah.
compassion with you and
Yeah.
your daughter, and then the other elements of the patrons in the store, and some of these people who you don't know who they are, what are their agendas, things like that. So there was a lot of different elements to this movie. I did get a sense that there may possibly or could possibly be a sequel to this because we don't
Yeah.
really know what happened after at
Right.
the end of the movie. So is that something that you have in mind?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to kind of dig more into this world. Like, look, with all my stuff, I always make what I can with what I have at the moment, so I can, keep that going. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot I could explore within this world. This was just like one story, right? The real thing is happening outside, but this was one contained story. So yeah, I think there's a lot of room to explore. I'm excited to see how people are gonna react now that the movie's out. It released today, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how people are gonna react to it, and because there is that element too, like, do the people want it?
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I mean, I'm not making stuff just to kind of sit on it and be like, oh, I
Right.
made something. I want people to see it. I want people to
Right.
engage with it. And yeah, it seems like people are engaging with it, which is really, really flattering and encouraging. It keeps it going. And yeah, I would love to do something. Who knows? Maybe a prequel, like
Or a prequel.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. That's possible too. I can totally see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Is so, this is a horror podcast. So, did you grow up being a fan of horror movies at all? And it's okay if you weren't,
Yeah,
but
so
um,
oddly enough, no.
no.
I came late into the genre. I was even the kind of films that I watched, I kind of watched the same stuff. Like I
Mm,
like dramas, I like crime thrillers, and I was never big into action, never big into, I mean, of course, I've seen the big ones and like the
right,
classics
right.
because, they're awesome films, but I never gravitated towards like the action genre and the horror genre. And I don't know. I don't know why. But now that I was exposed to it, so I got to meet a lot of people on our festival run. We played a lot of awesome horror focused festivals. And I was like, wow, this community, this audience is something else, man. And I don't think this is going back now. You
Yeah, you
know?
have to keep going.
Yeah, yeah. And then even writing the film, it was kind of a very different experience for me because each genre, I suppose, has the elements that you need to respect. And I mean, you don't need to follow a template or anything, but but where I found myself when I was writing this film, I found myself a little freer. Like I could kind of go where I wanted and just see what happens. And I thought that
Yeah,
was really exciting, you know?
yeah,
It kind of drove me nuts at times also because anything could happen as long as it kind of made sense in the world. Because they're like, oh, this could happen, that could happen,
sure.
But I really liked that freedom. So I'm really excited that I kind of gravitated towards this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What has been so far during your festival runs, the reactions of the viewers?
It's been great. So the fact that a lot of people have been connecting with the characters and like the whole emotional arcs,
Hmm.
I wasn't really expecting that because that's just me being me and writing stuff I know. But everyone's got a similar story, right? Everyone has kind of the same fears and hopes and dreams and all that jazz. So seeing people connect on those notes, and then also a couple of laughs here and there in the movie during screenings, which I wasn't. Again, it was just me being me being silly,
Yeah.
like a joke about New Yorkers or whatever, and people like, and I was like,
Right.
oh, okay, that's great. So, which is awesome, and I was worried about. So what was new for me was the practical gore and effects. I've done that before in other films, but this one was a bit more deliberate. I was worried about that. I was like, is that gonna land the way it should land? I knew I didn't want to overdo it, and budget, of course, is always a big concern when you're making these types of films. But to see people get all weirded out and icked out, and they're like, "Ugh," I was like, "Oh, it's working. That's amazing," because it's really hard to get that reaction, especially nowadays, because we're so desensitized to stuff.
Hmm.
And so it was really nice to see that connect. So I suppose it was nice to see people connect on different levels
Yeah.
with the film, not just like, oh, that was cool gore, or oh, that was a cool character, but seeing different reaction, and even people that didn't maybe didn't like the film or didn't connect with it, they also had something to say,
Hmm.
which I think is always great because that's always awesome too. As long as somebody's connecting, I think that's good.
Yeah, I agree. I think horror is a great genre because it can bring out different emotions in people. Everyone gets something different from
Yeah.
the same movie. So that's the fun part of a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like to read everything that comes out about, I mean, I try. I'm sure there's stuff I miss. And I don't I try not to take stuff personally, but that's really
Mhm.
hard sometimes. But there's always something you can take away from it, if you because the way I look at it is like, look, somebody gave me 90 minutes of their whatever, 82 minutes of their life,
Yeah,
have a right to say whatever the hell they want. Like,
yeah,
that's a chunk of your life you're never gonna get back for better or worse.
right.
So I try to respect those things. I try to check out every single review. And it's interesting, one person will say, I love this, and another person will say, oh, that didn't work for me. So it's like, hey, that's life.
Yeah.
That's just how this stuff is. And yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We in kind of the horror community, we also there's movies that some of us really love and others just are not into it. That's just
Yeah.
the way it goes. But it's great that you've gotten so many different reactions from your film. Um, so while I was watching the movie, when I got to the end, because I didn't realize this during the when I was watching it, that the girl in the movie was your daughter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's Olivia, my Olivia.
that's
And
great.
that's
I
and
didn't
that's
realize
Monica
that.
Monica.
That's
Monica's my
that's
wife.
that's awesome. How
Yeah.
was it working with Olivia? And do you think that she has the acting bug now?
Uh, I don't think she has the acting bug. I mean, we do like commercials and stuff together,
Okay.
you know. Because but wait, I take that back. Actually, she joined the theater program last year. She loved it. So, and then she's joining it again this summer. So she's going to be performing and she's reading plays and stuff. So, oh God, maybe I don't know. But it was great to have that. She was 6 and about to turn 7 right before we filmed, so she was a baby. I mean, she's still a baby. She's only 10, but it was great. I did it out of necessity.
Okay.
It's not like I was trying to put my kid in the movie. I did it because I needed a child. I also wrote that because I understand that relationship kind of from my own point of view. Maybe, I don't know. Some people say it was good, but and then I needed an actor. We shot the film during the strikes, so it was non-union, and I said, I think my kid has raw talent because she was never afraid to get up and do stuff in front of people. And that's kind of half the battle. And you can't mess with kids in front of the camera. They're just so free, they're not thinking about anything,
Right.
they're just imagining and playing. I was like, I think she could pull it off. And then I was scared about it. I'm like, am I gonna mess her up? Am I gonna traumatize her? Maybe in the moment, but she had a great time. She made friends with everybody, and I think it's gonna be something that uh, we hold on to forever. So yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Um, do you have any memorable moments from being on the set?
Oh God. Yeah, yeah. I mean, one of the interesting ones was so that's actually our store as well. And there's like a robbery thing in the store in the film, but the store was actually somebody actually tried to rob the store while we were filming.
Oh,
We came one night and like the shutters were propped up with like glass broken bottles and crowbars and stuff. I guess maybe they thought, it was some kind of, who knows what's going on in there. Maybe there's a lot of equipment or whatever, but they couldn't get the shutter up. So it was like we came and I'm like, that's hilarious. That would have sucked for our business.
yeah,
It's not like we had a lot of equipment in there, but
right.
so that was something interesting. And then the ACs broke, of course, and this was like during that sweltering heat,
Oh,
and everybody was sweating so bad. but everybody started glowing on film on the camera.
Oh,
And I was like, everyone's sweating. At first, I was like, oh my God, everyone, you gotta, fan yourself and wipe your face because everyone's sweating. But then I'm like, wait, this is the itch. Everyone
yeah.
should be sweating. So then I told our makeup artist, I was like, you know what? Get the mist, get the spray, and just spray whoever's not sweating. Like
Right.
let's just lean into it. Then we're just going around spraying each other with the water. One, it cools you off, and two, you got the sweat look. So now everyone just got this sweaty look, which I'm like, if you're freaking out and there's
Yeah.
some kind of virus happening, you don't know who you can trust, you're locked up in the confined space, you'd be sweating anyways.
Yes.
So yeah, that was interesting.
That totally makes sense. It
Yeah.
works. Um, do you have any upcoming events or festivals that you're attending to promote the movie?
Festivals, no. We wrapped up our festival run with Grimfest
Okay.
this past year well, toward in like the late fall. But so the movie is now out. I'm sure there'll be more news of where else the movie's gonna release, what other countries down the line. But yeah, now it's out there. There's no going back. So it's there for whoever wants to find it.
Right. Okay, awesome. Is there anything that you want viewers specifically to take away from the film?
Look, I'm not trying to preach or anything. Yeah, I talk about stuff in there that's important to me. I kind of explore the same themes. I guess I have some stuff to say. I didn't think I'd had stuff to say, to be honest, but I read some of these reviews and like, oh, this guy's got stuff to say. And I was like, I guess I do. Because then I went back and I think about everything I'm interested in and everything, all the kind of same, I talk about immigration a lot in my
Mhm.
stuff. I talk about family and like that the guilt and the fear of being in a family and things like that and the burden or whatever, right? It's just there because those are things that I'm interested in. Those are things that I deal with or saw growing up. And then oddly enough, a lot of this stuff became relevant. I,
Yeah.
I mean, none of like all this immigration stuff wasn't happening when we shot the
Mhm.
film. Yeah, the COVID thing happened, uh but yeah, that's something that everybody experienced. So I'm not really trying to preach with the film. I just want everyone to have a good time, really. I think the first job is to entertain,
Yes.
I think, and if they can take something away from it meaningful in the process, hey, that's a real win. So I hope people connect with the film, and yeah, I just thank everybody that takes the time to watch the film.
That's great. Yeah. I definitely didn't think you were preachy at all in the movie.
Good, good.
But but yeah, definitely relevant elements to the film for today. So yeah, I thought that was all great. Do you have any upcoming works or movies that you're working on or
At the moment, they're all in the writing phase. I kind of took a little break, so that's just my process. I write when I'm ready to make something. For me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna write when I'm ready to make something, and I do have one script that I'm exploring, and then I'm just really interested in the world of itch. It just seems like there's so much there.
yeah,
So I'm just kind of waiting to see how this all pans out. But yeah, definitely stuff will be coming up.
that's awesome. I definitely want to say I do love the poster.
Oh, thank you.
It really draws you in.
Thank you, thank you.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm always, yeah. It's weird, acting, writing, directing, and then your face is on the poster, and I'm just like, geez, people, because there's that like insecurity. But
Mhm.
they say that it's important to have a face on the poster.
Right.
Like, we had a poster with just hands during our festival run. I was like, oh, this is
Oh,
great.
okay.
Let's just go with it. They're like, and everyone's telling me, you got to have a face. I was like, yeah. I guess it's gonna be my face.
Like, okay, I'll do it.
Right? I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's flattering. But yeah, it's always weird seeing yourself.
I get that. It definitely works, so
Thank
it
you.
was
Thank you.
great.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked appreciated the film and yeah, thank you.
Yeah, amazing. So we, again, as a horror page, we do usually ask our guests if they have a favorite horror movie. So do you have a favorite horror movie?
Since I've been going on with the world of itch, I'm gonna recommend stuff within that realm. I love The Mist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw out a couple because hopefully somebody will find something that they haven't seen. One movie that I discovered after making Itch, because again, you read something. I heard, oh, this is like Pontypool, and I was like, well, what the
Yes.
hell is a Pontypool? So when I looked it
Right.
up, yeah, I was like, what is that? Like, and I when I watched this movie, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah, it's true.
that's
I didn't even
so
think about that, but yes.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, that is so cool. What a great concept,
Mhm.
like how unique and interesting, right?
Yes.
And I never even heard of that movie, but it's like got this cult following.
Yes.
So I hope there's people out there that check that film out and they haven't heard of it because I'm sure a lot of people have seen The Mist already. And yeah, I'm a big fan of the 28 Days Later franchise, of course. I think most people are.
Yeah.
Yes.
I definitely got those vibes, and I got a little bit of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, it's very much like
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, very much like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I love the comparison to Pontypool though. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, when I read it, I was like, what's a Pontypool? I didn't know,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a movie. I was like, what is a Pontypool?
Yes.
And I was like, you have to go look it up, which is great. And then I found it. It was hard to find the film.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's hard to find some films nowadays.
Hmm.
And then I watched it. Yeah, it was great. So I hope some people find it and check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no affiliation with that film, but
No, I get it. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm gonna have to find it again and rewatch because it is a good movie.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
totally. Well,
so yeah.
what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, well, my favorite horror movie is Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I
Have you
mean,
seen that one?
yeah, yeah, Night of the Living Dead, right?
No, Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
like
just saying, yeah, harkening back to this other one. Yeah, it's all awesome stuff. I mean,
yeah,
those movies, I can imagine when those movies they came out, what people must have been like,
yeah, right.
like, oh my
I
God, what is
know.
like this is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, all
Well,
good stuff.
yeah, this is great. Great conversation. Thank you so much. I'm really excited for people to watch Itch. Like Bari said, comes out today on digital. So make sure you guys are checking this for this movie. And I want to thank you for joining me here today. I really appreciate your time. And before we get going, I want you to let everyone know where they can find you and stay up to date with what's going on with you.
Yeah, of course. So the movie page is Itch Movie at Itch Movie on Instagram. I'm at Bari Kang one. I'm not really active. I'm not really a social media person, but I am there for the film and everything. And if anyone wants to drop me an email, all my stuff is on IMDb. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions for anybody or yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again for joining me today. And guys, make sure that you're following us here on YouTube and on our audio platform, the Horror Flick Chicks, and subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our socials. And we'll see you on the next episode. Until then, we are saying peace, love, and horror.
Awesome. Thank
Bye.
you.
That's the end.